Imagine a world where your clothes are, well, truly a canvas for self-expression, where every stitch, every print, every little detail really shouts you.
Yeah, it's a big shift, isn't it?
It really is. We're not just, buying clothes off the rack anymore.
Mm.
We're making statements, showing our individuality in ways that feel much more personal.
Absolutely.
So, welcome everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into the fascinating and rapidly expanding global decorated apparel market.
This is where personal style really connects with cutting-edge technology.
Precisely. And our source material today is official data from Cognitive Market Research. It paints a really clear picture, I think, of just robust growth worldwide.
It really does.
Our mission then is to unpack the key numbers, look at the regional trends driving things, and understand the underlying forces making this sector, well, a powerhouse.
And the numbers themselves are pretty striking.
Oh, definitely. Get this. The global market revenue, it stood at just over, $17 billion in 2021?
Right, which was already significant.
But then it's projected to climb to nearly $26 billion by 2025.
A big jump in just a few years.
And then it absolutely leaps to almost $60 billion by 2033.
60 billion. Wow.
Yeah, that's a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of over 10.8%.
So it's not just steady growth, it's accelerating.
Exactly. So what does this tell us? It tells us this desire for unique personalized apparel. It isn't just some niche trend anymore, right?
No, it's clearly become a massive global phenomenon. It's a fundamental shift, I think, in how consumers see and interact with their clothes.
How so?
Well, it's not just about, fleeting fashion cycles. It's deeper. It's this demand for customization, for identity.
People wanting to wear their personality.
Exactly. Or their beliefs, their affiliations, whatever makes them them. And the technology, crucially, is finally catching up to make that accessible pretty much everywhere.
That desire for customization definitely resonates. So let's dig into where this growth is really concentrated. Starting with North America, it's held a big share for a while.
That's right. North America generated roughly $4.9 billion back in 2021,
Okay.
and it's expected to soar. The projection is nearly $16 billion by 2033, still growing at over 10% annually.
So still very strong growth, even from a large base. What specific factors do you think are powering that region's numbers?
Well, what's fascinating about North America, it isn't just overall consumer spending, though that's part of it. It's also the rise of these agile sort of on-demand printing services.
Ah, right, like for smaller creators.
Precisely. Think about individual artists, small businesses, even, local sports teams.
Mm.
They can now easily create custom apparel without needing huge upfront investment.
That makes sense. It lowers the barrier to entry.
Exactly. And that shift empowers all these niche markets. It fuels a culture where personalized items aren't just a luxury anymore. They're an accessible form of expression.
And within North America, the U.S. is obviously the giant.
Clearly the dominant force, yeah. Projected to reach over $12 billion itself by 2033. But interestingly, Canada and Mexico are also seeing really robust expansion. Canada is expected to more than triple its market size by 2033.
Triple. That's huge.
It is. It shows it's a truly continent-wide trend, not just a U.S. thing.
Okay, let's move across the Atlantic then. Europe's market expansion looks equally compelling, growing from around $3.6 billion in 2021, expected to hit almost $12 billion by 2033.
Another big leap, yeah. Also growing at over 10% annually.
The UK is showing strong growth there, but Germany really seems to stand out in the data. Projected over $2.4 billion by 2033, and one of the highest CAGRs in Europe, over 11%. Is that just market size, or is Germany doing something, well, fundamentally different?
I think it's more than just size. Germany stands out partly because its technological innovations, especially in areas like automated embroidery and perhaps more importantly, sustainable digital printing. They're actually setting global benchmarks.
Sustainable digital printing, okay.
Yeah, they're investing heavily in efficiency and eco-friendliness. That's a powerful combination in today's market.
So when we talk about digital printing, what does that actually mean for the consumer or the business?
Well, basically, these are technologies that let you apply incredibly detailed, full-color designs directly onto fabric. It makes small batch custom orders not just possible, but actually affordable.
Right, so you don't need massive print runs.
Exactly. It's a game changer. And, other key European markets, France, Italy, Spain, they're also showing healthy double-digit growth. So it reflects a pretty widespread embrace across the continent.
Okay, but if you're looking for where the real acceleration is happening globally. You have to look at Asia Pacific, right?
Oh, absolutely. The data clearly cites it as the fastest growing regional market.
It earned nearly $6 billion in 2021, which is already impressive,
Hmm.
but it's projected to explode, that's the only word for it, to over $22 billion by 2033.
Yeah, posting a CGR over 11.5%.
That's just an astonishing leap.
It really is.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is how quickly Asia Pacific is outpacing other regions.
Sure.
If you connect that to the bigger picture,
Uh-huh.
like rapid economic development, the rising middle class.
And maybe increasing fashion consciousness across the region.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. You look at China, for instance.
Yeah.
It leads the region, projected to reach over $7.2 billion by 2033.
Still, huge growth.
But India is truly the breakout story here. It has the highest TAGR across the board, over 12.6%.
Wow, 12.6%. What's driving that specifically in India?
Well, India's surge seems to be fueled by a combination of factors. A massive young population with a really strong desire for self-expression,
Okay.
coupled with increasing internet penetration and smartphone adoption. Social media obviously influences fashion choices heavily there,
Right.
and the ability to customize apparel quickly, affordably,
Hmm.
it taps directly into that demand.
Makes sense. And it's not just China and India, right?
No, not at all. Markets like Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, they're also experiencing significant booms. It reflects this regional trend of consumers really seeking out unique ways to express themselves through their clothes.
The momentum just keeps going. Let's look at South America. Also experiencing steady growth, projected to expand from just over $1.1 billion in 2021 to over $4.1 billion by 2033.
Yep, with an impressive annual growth rate there too, over 11%.
And Brazil leads that region.
Brazil's topping that region, yeah.
Right.
Projected to reach over $1.6 billion by 2033. It's just another testament to how truly global this trend is.
Right.
And you see countries like Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile also showing steady expansion. It indicates this growing demand for personalized stuff right across the continent.
And we're seeing similar kinds of trends emerging in the Middle East as well.
Absolutely. The Middle East market projected to grow from nearly $1 billion in 2021 to over $3.3 billion by 2033. Another CGR over 11%.
Strong number.
Very strong. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the UAE, they're all posting strong double-digit CAGRs. The UAE, for example, expected to more than triple its market size.
Triple again to nearly $600 million.
Around that, yeah, by 2033, there's just a clear move towards individual expression in many of these developing economies, too.
Okay, and finally, let's turn to Africa. The data shows increasing adoption there, too.
It does, growing from nearly $600 million in 2021 to projected over $2 billion by 2033.
Still double-digit growth, over 10%.
That's right. South Africa is a leader there, projected to reach nearly $1 billion in revenue itself by 2033.
Almost hitting that billion mark.
Yeah, and it's not just South Africa. Nigeria and the rest of Africa are contributing to what the source material actually calls a Pan-African surge.
A Pan-African surge, interesting term.
It is, but it reflects reality. As these economies develop, as consumer spending power increases, that desire for personalized goods, including clothing, it just naturally follows.
It really shows the universality of this trend, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
So what does this all really mean then? We've seen these incredible growth projections, right across the globe, from the US to India, Germany, emerging markets in Africa.
Everywhere, really.
It just seems so clear that this desire for unique, personalized apparel is truly a global phenomenon now.
And it's fueled, as we've touched on, by these readily accessible technologies.
Right. And when we talk about these technologies, digital printing, embroidery, screen printing, they're not just buzzwords, are they?
Not at all. They represent the actual tools that allow almost anyone, from big brands down to individuals, to turn their creative vision into something wearable.
Making custom garments more affordable, more efficient than ever before.
Precisely. So this deep dive, it really shows a world that's increasingly embracing personal expression through clothing.
So for you, the listener, maybe you're eyeing a custom t-shirt for a personal project, or you're supporting a small business with unique merch, or maybe you're just watching fashion trends unfold. What possibilities does this explosion in decorated apparel open up?
Yeah, it's a great question. How will this drive for personalization continue to reshape what we all wear and how we express ourselves, in the coming years?
So, have you ever really thought about your favorite t-shirt or, that hoodie you love, how it really says something about you? It's like, It's not just fabric anymore, is it? It feels more like a canvas, right?
Yeah.
A personal statement. And it's getting more and more integrated with technology, too. Today on the Deep Dive, we're doing exactly that, taking a real deep look into the global decorated apparel market. We've got some honestly fascinating insights pulled straight from a market research report. It's a gold mine, really,
Hmm.
about the forces shaping this whole area. Our mission, well, it's to pull out the most important bits of knowledge, how creativity, tech, and what you, the consumer, actually want are like fundamentally reshaping fashion. So let's just jump right in. The report points to something pretty significant, a massive surge in demand for digitally printed clothing. It's not just, a small trend. They're actually calling it a seismic shift away from the old ways, like
Mm.
traditional screen printing.
Right.
And when you hear seismic shift, well, it makes you stop and think, what's really driving this? What's behind such a huge change?
Yeah. And what's really interesting is how this shift isn't happening, in isolation. It's deeply connected to the fast fashion boom needing quick turnarounds, constant new stuff,
Yeah.
and also the growth of global production hubs where, frankly, labor is more affordable.
Hmm.
And this isn't just for like a small niche group. The desire for unique digitally printed items, it cuts across basically every demographic: men, women, kids. Everyone's looking for clothes that let them express themselves genuinely.
That makes sense. Everyone wants to stand out a bit.
Exactly. And this huge desire for unique pieces has really pushed brands towards print-on-demand technologies.
Hmm.
Think about it. Retailers can launch and test new designs now with like almost no risk. They aren't stuck with huge piles of inventory if something doesn't sell.
Ah, okay. So it's safer for them.
Much safer.
Yeah.
And when you look at the tech making it happen, well, direct-to-film, DTF,
Uh-huh.
has got the biggest slice of the pie right now, 45.6% market share.
Sure.
Just to be clear, DTF involves printing onto a special film first, then transferring it to the fabric. It's
Uh,
fantastic for really bold graphics, lots of detail.
okay, 45.6% for DTF. What else?
Then you've got direct-to-garment, DTG. That's at 33.9%.
Mm-hmm.
With DTG, you print straight onto the clothing item itself. So it's really good for like intricate details, complex color blends.
Right.
And then there's dye sublimation, holding about 12.1%.
Yeah.
That uses heat to basically infuse the dye right into the fabric fibers. The result is super vibrant, really durable colors. They won't crack or fade easily. And the fashion industry itself, it's a massive player here, taking up 43.4% of this whole digital textile printing market. Why? Because it lets them do customized stuff, high quality, quickly, and this is key, often more sustainably than the old methods.
That sustainability piece feels increasingly important.
Okay, so that explains the demand side. What really jumped out at me next in the report was this idea of fashion tech. It's not just a buzzword, is it? It feels like it's right at the core now. Design, production, even how we like interact with clothes. Take computer-aided design, CAD, and computer-aided manufacturing, CAM. These aren't just abstract terms anymore. CAD, for instance, lets designers create patterns, prints, all virtually, with amazing accuracy. They can see how it looks before anything physical is made.
Yeah, visualize the whole thing.
Exactly. And then CAM takes those digital designs and tells the machines, the cutters, or printers exactly what to do. This whole process just ramps up the precision, boosts efficiency.
Yeah.
It's way beyond what we could do even, say, 10 years ago. Fewer mistakes, faster cycles.
And that leads perfectly into things like, well, 3D printing in apparel. It's not just for little plastic models anymore. It's actually making clothes. What's really revolutionary is how it can cut down material waste. It builds layers with such precision. Plus, it opens up cool ways to use recycled materials, like plastics. Right, I saw an example.
Yeah, consider that Dutch designer Anouk Wipprecht. She did this incredible 3D printed dress
Whoa.
with LEDs embedded in it. It was a collaboration with chromatic 3D materials, and the dress actually like reacts to its environment.
Reacts. Wow. That's more than just fashion.
It's almost like interactive art, yeah. Pretty wild stuff.
It really is incredible how far things have come. And speaking of cutting edge tech, artificial intelligence.ai. The report highlights how AI is also transforming this landscape, not just design, but even automating steps like order processing.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And what's really fascinating is how some AI platforms, ProLab was mentioned, they're using these generative tools. You type in a text prompt like cat riding a unicorn, and boom, it generates a t-shirt design instantly.
Seriously, just from text.
Instantly. Imagine the creative speed, the operational advantage that gives brands. It basically slashes design time and lets them react super quickly to trends or customer requests. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so the tech is impressive, demand is high, but like with any boom, there've got to be challenges, right? The report did flag one major hurdle. A real lack of skilled labor. That sounds like more than just an annoyance. It sounds like a potential bottleneck.
Oh, it absolutely is a
Mm.
major one. And it raises, important questions about whether this rapid growth can actually be sustained. You need trained people to run these sophisticated decorating machines. You need skilled digitizers, creative designers, even general staff who understand the tech side.
Right, it's not just plug and play.
Not at all. And this talent gap, it pushes up operational costs because skilled people cost more if you can find them.
Yeah.
And it creates actual bottlenecks in production. It slows the whole thing down, which kind of defeats the purpose of all this fast tech.
And you see this playing out in specific places. The report mentions Surat in India. It's a huge textile center.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, they've had ongoing labor shortages there, partly because getting workers to the area is difficult,
Hmm.
poor transport links. And get this, more than half of Surat's 6 lakh, that's 600,000 textile workers, actually come from another state, Odisha. It got so bad that business leaders were literally asking for special trains just to bring workers back from Odisha.
Wow. Special trains. That really highlights the dependency.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? Even with all the amazing automation and AI, you still need skilled human hands, human expertise.
That specific example really shines a light on the wider industry problem.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about automation, AI taking over. But having that skilled workforce, it's not just nice to have, it's fundamental if the decorated apparel market wants to keep expanding, especially for the tricky, nuanced stuff machines can't quite do yet. It's got to be a balance. Without that human talent, all the innovation,
Mm.
well, it can only go so far.
A really crucial point. Okay, so we've covered the drivers, the tech, the significant challenges. Let's pivot now to the trends that are really shaping the future. What's coming next? And right at the top seems to be this massive push for personalization and on-demand printing. It seems consumers, whether they're buying high fashion or promotional stuff or sportswear, they want clothes that speak directly to them, like with their names or custom graphics, maybe personal messages, stuff that feels uniquely theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what that means for the brands is they have to fundamentally change how they produce things. E-commerce platforms, direct-to-consumer setups, DDC, they're the big enablers here. They make it efficient, cost-effective even, to handle tiny orders, even an order for just one custom item.
Which wasn't really possible before, right, economically?
Not really. You needed those huge production runs to make it worthwhile. But now, a brand can offer a totally unique design just for you. It makes bespoke or at least highly personalized stuff accessible to almost everyone.
That's a huge shift. And going hand in hand with that personalization seems to be sustainability. The report mentions a growing emphasis here,
Yeah,
which makes sense, right? People are more aware.
definitely.
Modern consumers, especially, Gen Z, millennials, they seem way more conscious about fashion's environmental footprint. They're not just looking at the design anymore. They're asking how it was made, what it's made from.
That awareness is absolutely driving a surge in eco-friendly decoration techniques. We're seeing way more water-based inks being used, which are much less toxic than traditional ones. A definite move towards low-waste printing methods.
Right.
Digital printing itself is often less wasteful than screen printing.
Right, less water, less dye, perhaps.
Often, yes. And crucially, a big push towards using recycled fabrics, turning old bottles into new shirts, that kind of thing. But it's more than just the techniques. Brands are adopting these sustainable practices not just to shrink their carbon footprint, though that's obviously vital. It's also about aligning with what consumers now value. For a lot of people, especially younger ones, the ethics, the sustainability story, it's becoming just as important as how the clothes look or how much they cost.
So it's becoming part of the brand's identity, almost a requirement.
Pretty much. It's becoming a non-negotiable, building brand loyalty with conscious consumers.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what does it mean for you, listening out there, and for the industry as a whole? Our deep dive today into the global decorated apparel market, well, it clearly shows it's booming, no question. It's being fueled by relentless tech innovation, a huge shift in what consumers want, that individuality, that instant gratification, and critically, this growing focus on sustainability.
Yeah, in essence, the future of fashion, it's not just about what you wear anymore. It's equally about what it says about you, how it got made, and the story behind it all. It's definitely decorated, it's dynamic, and it's deeply, deeply digital.
Which leaves us with, maybe, a final thought to chew on. How might the clothes we wear in the future go beyond just reflecting our personality? What if they start to actively interact with the world around us, maybe even shape it? Think about it. What totally new ways of expressing ourselves might come out of these technologies that are evolving so fast? Maybe your jacket changes color based on your mood, or, I don't know, your shoes actually give you directions. Wild possibilities. Definitely something to think about until next time.